Welcome back to Sovereign Alchemy. I'm Cindy Carter, and we're officially on the path. In the last episode, episode 0, I told you there was a map and that you're already on it. So this is where the map comes alive. So take a nice breath, feel where you are right now, where you're sitting, because today we begin. This is phase 1, activating awareness. In alchemy terms, that's calcination. So over the next 3 episodes, we're going to move through calcination together because this phase deserves more than one conversation. And frankly, this is the phrase most people are already in without knowing it has a name. Because the fire is already burning. I'm sure you can feel it. And we're just going to hand you the torch now. What? You might say, what is calcination? Like in classic alchemy, calcination's like the process of heating up something until it burns away everything that's not pure. Everything that doesn't belong, like everything that was added later. Everything that was never really the original substance itself. That's what's left after calcination is the truest form of what's there. It's like the core. So now if we translate that to you, calcination is the moment or the season when life gets hot, when the heat is turned up, when something cracks open, when you can no longer pretend that the way things have been is the way things are going to stay. Like in that moment, it's the activation of awareness. The moment you stop sleepwalking. Reality can be really harsh, and it doesn't always feel good. In fact, it rarely does at first. Because awareness means you start to see what you couldn't or wouldn't see before. It's like Shazam, there it is, right in front of you, with no notice that it's coming. It's the fire. It's the pattern that you've been running. It's now exposed. Like the relationship that's been draining you, it's exposed. The belief that you inherited that from someone else, exposed. The version of yourself that you bring to the party, performing for other people who never even asked for it. Calcination burns your performance. It burns the pretending. It burns the comfortable numbness that some insist on living in. It burns your belief systems. And it replaces it with something far more valuable. Clarity. Clean and clear clarity. But you got to understand that the fire of calcination is not punishment, although it may feel like it. It's not evidence, really, that something's wrong with you either. It's evidence that something in you is ready to become more. It wants to expand. It's the heat, and the heat is alchemical. It's purposeful. It's intelligent. It's real life. What calcination looks like in real human life is, I want to show you because I don't want this to stay a theoretical idea for you. Because calcination could look like you waking up one morning and realizing you've been living someone else's life. I mean, maybe it was the life that your grandparents told you to live, your parents told you to live, or your partner expected you to live. Maybe it was the white picket fence project and you were the player. Maybe it was just the path of least resistance, and you followed it for so long until you forgot you had a choice. And then one day, something shifts. And it might be dramatic. It could be a loss, an ending, a diagnosis, like a huge betrayal. It could be deceit disguised as goodness. Or it might be a quiet shift, like a moment of stillness where you look around and think, this is not me. This is not me. I'm not living my truth. Something has to change. That thought right there is calcination beginning. It can also look like anger. Real uncomfortable, can't ignore it anger. And anger gets a really bad rap in the spiritual circles where you're supposed to be in just love and light and bliss all the time. But anger in calcination is not a problem. It's a signal. It's a sign. It's a trigger. It's your inner fire saying something here is not aligned with who I really am, even if I don't know what that is. So the anger is not your enemy. The anger is the alarm. And if you've been suppressing that alarm, that awareness for months or years or decades or hours, calcination is the moment that it finally gets loud enough that you can't turn it off. But that's a good thing, because the signal just became really bright and really loud. Don't turn it off. Get curious about it instead. That's the magical moment of activating awareness. Calcination can also look like exhaustion. The deep bone-tired, soul-tired that comes from not doing too much, but from being so far away from yourself for so long that you gave too much of yourself. Or when you're performing a version of yourself that isn't real, it really costs you energetically. Every single day, energy depleted. And at some point, the body says, I can't sustain this. And then there's a collapse. It's a beautiful but necessary collapse. That's calcination. It burns up and then it falls down. And it may look like weakness. It may feel like weakness. But it's not. It's your system refusing to keep lying. The truth is coming out. It's right here. So let's go a little deeper, because what's happening in calcination isn't just psychological or emotional. It's a thing. It's physical, totally physical, that can have after effects in every part of your being. But your cells have been holding this story. Every time you suppressed an emotion, every time you pushed down the anger or swallowed your grief, or smiled through all your pain, that energy had to go somewhere. And it didn't disappear. It didn't evaporate. It lodged. It bore itself in. It took up residence, pitched a tent in your muscles, in your meridians, in your nervous system, in the very tissues of your body. Your cells became the storage unit for everything you really didn't want to feel. So here's what's extraordinary about calcination. It's pretty cool when awareness activates, the body begins to stir. I know it gets uncomfortable. And people in this phase of the stirring, of the sudden awareness, they'll start saying that they have tension or tightness in places that they didn't even know were tense. Or they'll have emotions that seem to come from nowhere. Dreams that feel significant. or a restlessness that they can't explain, maybe a knowing that something is shifting even before they even understand what. That's your cellular body, beginning to release what it's been holding. This is not a breakdown. It's really the breakthrough. The fire of this new awareness is doing its work at every level of your being, so please trust it. You're stronger than the fire. There's upliftment here. But I want to stop right here and say, if you personally are going through the calcination right now, and if you feel like, things are burning, if the ground feels unsteady underneath you, if you are questioning things that you used to feel certain about, just understand that you're not falling apart, just that your truth is being revealed. There's a profound difference, because falling apart suggests that you're broken. But being revealed is like something true is finally coming forward. Awareness. And people who find themselves in this phase of calcination, they are some of the most courageous humans alive. Because it takes courage to go stop pretending. It takes a lot of strength to feel the fire instead of running from it. And it takes a lot of resilience of the deepest kind to stay present when everything about you says run away. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not late. You're exactly where the work begins. And the fact that you're here, listening, willing, awake enough to show up, well, that tells me that you're capable, more than capable. That the fire doesn't destroy the alchemist. It forges them. Like the hottest fire might bring the most beautiful work. So if you zoom out for a minute and look at the macro view, because calcination isn't just a personal thing. Look around you. I mean, what are you seeing in the world right now? The structures are burning, figuratively and literally. Old systems are burning. They're being questioned, finally. Beliefs that people held for generations are now up for examination. People are waking up, painfully sometimes, and the realities can no longer be ignored. The entire collective of humanity is in a phase of calcination. That's why you see it and feel it so strongly right now. That's why this is an important series. And here's why your personal work matters more than you might even realize, because every time one person moves through their own fire and does it consciously, like every time someone chooses awareness over numbness, chooses truth over performing, or clarity over comfortable lies, well, that person adds something valuable to the field. A stableness, a keen steadiness, a frequency. It's a living proof that the fire can be survived, that it can be used consciously, that it leads somewhere. After the burning, there is somewhere to go. In the fall, there is a recreation. In the dismantling, you're not just doing this for yourself. You're doing this at one of the most significant moments in human history. And the world needs people who've been through the fire and know how to stand in the fire. That's what calcination is building in you. So we can have it at any point of our spiritual journey. We can be in phase 1 at any point, no matter how aware you are. But this is not just about awareness, it's about sovereign awareness. The kind that doesn't flinch. And we're just getting started with this phase. Calcination has 3 episodes, and we've only just lit the match. But next week is episode 2, and we go deeper into the fire. And that one's going to be called What Has Been Running You Without Your Permission. Because awareness is just the beginning. Now we start looking at what we find. So it could be heavy. So come ready. Take a breath. Feel your feet. Welcome back, and thank you for staying sovereign. See you on the path.